And that's how the theme song goes. Welcome back to the premiere podcast for C Plus Comedy. This is the Constitutionals. I'm your host, Chad White, and that was a new intro that I'm trying out. Also, I'm sitting like, usually I sit maybe about half a foot back from the microphone. I am now sitting on top of the microphone. I'm doing laundry as we speak. The laundry room in my mom's house is right behind my bedroom, and it is loud. Did it stop? It stopped. All right, great. Awesome. So now I can move back and can turn up the microphone. I can sit like I normally sit and be comfortable and everything. And I got to record this episode because in 18 minutes, a new episode of iZombie is going to be coming on the CW. And you know how much I love my CW hour-long procedural dramas. I love them. It's only was it Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and The Flash and iZombie. I reluctantly still watch Supergirl and Arrow, although I have not seen the last two episodes for either of those shows, mostly because I was working those nights, and then I said I was going to catch up, never did. Here we are, where Arrow is about to air tonight, or no, Thursday night at 9 o'clock, and I'm still 2 episodes behind. I'll just read the reviews on AV Club. It's not that I don't have time, it's just that I don't want to. I'm so disappointed in that show. Speaking of shows on television that are hour long and they're dramas, I am currently blasting through. When I say blasting, I mean blasting. I am blasting through Unreal. Lifetime's Unreal is a show. If you don't know, Unreal is a great show. It's a fantastic, wonderful show. It's a show that follows the drama. It's a scripted show that follows the drama of the reality show that is a show called Everlasting. It's the same thing as The Bachelor. And in fact, the show Unreal was created by a producer, an ex-producer of The Bachelor, who worked on the show, I think, from 2002 to 2004. So this is all manufactured. A lot of it feels real, though, with the exception of, there's a suicide in the first season, and there's a lesbian character in the first season. I assume that that's fake, but I mean, there's been 14 seasons of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I don't know how many seasons actually. So anyway, yeah, this is great. I mean, I'm excited, and right now it's Unreal comes. I'm only on episode 5, I believe. They took a year off. They took a year hiatus in between the season 2 and season 3. And in that exact year, they put it on Hulu. They put the second season on Hulu. And I said I was going to watch it, and I just never did. And then last week I said, I better get to it. Unreal starts next Monday. And here we are. I'm 5 away. I think it's a 10 episode season. I'm 5 away from finishing. Well, actually, no, I have to actually watch episode 5. So I'm 6 away from finishing. There we go. But it's a wonderful show. You know what? I probably should have pulled up its Wikipedia page before I started talking about it. They got to hear me type. All right, I'm done. All right. It's great. It started in 2015. It stars Shiri Appleby and Craig Bierko and Constance Zimmer and just a whole bunch of people were in that show. And it's just so wonderful. A bunch of beautiful people in this Lifetime show. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. It's so the main character is a Shiri Appleby's character, and her name is Rachel. She's not a showrunner. She's a producer for the show. She's basically killing herself for the show. And in the first season, but she comes back from not a sabbatical, but from being on medical leave because she went crazy during the season finale of the last episode of the last season of Everlasting. And then throughout the first season, she's trying to stay on her bosses, which is Constance Zimmer. She's the showrunner for Everlasting, and she's a producer. Oh no, she's a producer for Everlasting during the first season. During the second season, she's a showrunner. Anyway, and she's and her name is Quinn, and she's trying to make this show, get the high ratings, make a show. If you've never worked in television, which I have, which I worked for news, it's all about ratings, and it's less about, I hate this word, but it's less about the content, more about the ratings. And yeah, so there you go. And then there's Craig Bierko. He's playing a guy named Chet. He's a douchebag. Going to be very, Very, very true. And then there's Jeffrey Bauer Chapman. He's playing a character named Jay. Get this. Wikipedia describes him as a gay producer on Everlasting who was initially one of Rachel's only friends. I think we've moved past. I don't think gay should be an attribute for any character. Oh, we're describing character. Oh, he's black, he's gay, and he's tall, and he's the voice of reason for the show. That's weird. Don't do that. And then there's Josh Kelly playing Jeremy Canner. You know, it's weird. Chet, that Craig Bierko, for the second season of Unreal, he lost a lot of weight. For the second season of Unreal, Josh Kelly gained a lot of weight. It's insane. I don't understand what happened, but Craig looks great. Josh should probably lose that weight because it's not helping him at all. I saw it in his cheeks, and I thought, oh boy, this man I haven't seen a show in a year. Is this he got a little bit bigger than? And now you see it. He's a big guy. Anyway. It's a good show. I urge everybody to watch it. I only started watching because years and years and years ago, when Emily V. Gordon and Kumail Nanjiani said, when they were still doing their podcast, Emily was talking about it on the, what's it called? Indoor Kids. Emily was talking about it and how good it was and how much she liked it. And I thought, boy, I should watch that show because Emily likes it, because Emily's a great woman. And now they're too busy to do their podcast. Now they're too famous. Oh, the creator of Unreal. I'm looking at her Wikipedia page, which shows you how tuned into this podcast I am as I talk. I just let my mouth and my brain go, but my eyes are reading. I reserve 10% of my brain to read. It's so stupid what I just said. Marty Noxon, she's producing the Tomb Raider movie. That's good for her. The Tomb Raider movie. I'm excited to see it. I think it's based on the 2013 game, the reboot of the Tomb Raider series that came out. It's Dawn of the Tomb Raider. Nope, it's just called Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider is the game. I bought that game. That's a sequel that came out, I think, in 2015, 2016. I bought that game because it initially came out on Xbox One and it had low sales, and so I bought it to boost the sales. That's the only time it's ever happened in my life where I bought a video game or a movie to boost the sales. And let's just say it helped, because when it came to PS4, everybody bought it. Let's just say I was the one who did it. No, I bought it on sale, and it was great. I'm not done with it. The second game, I beat the first game, I think 2 years ago. But I'm not doing the second game because I have a lot of games, but I don't have a lot of time, and I don't have a lot of time to watch TV. I don't have a lot of time to watch movies. Anyway, so let's get back to, no one cares about this. Tomb Raider 2018, Alicia Vikander is playing Lara Croft. I saw a trailer, the second trailer. Not the first trailer looked fine. I think I'm interested, and I'm going to watch the movie. Second trailer kind of threw me off a little bit. I wish they did some things. I want to take a look at this trailer as I talk. Let's see. If you want to do this along with me, why did I just type in trailer? Why did I type in trailer? Why did I just type in trailer? I don't understand. There's one that came out, trailer number 2. This one came out a month ago. I'm looking at this on the movie clips thing on YouTube. All right, so the second trailer, it's showing her, she's boxing and stuff. Her ship crashes. She's meeting up with some people. She sees Walton Goggins, who looks wonderful with a beard. He's a great guy. And now she's walking through a forest. Yeah, see, this one doesn't make it a movie. It's not making it a movie. It doesn't make sense to me. She's falling off into a lake, into a river. It's not a lake. And the river is Russian. It's a Russian river. She grabs onto a plane, the edges of a plane. They say this year they see Walton guy. Anyway, it's a movie, and it's going to be fine. It's a video game movie. Not a lot of video game movies are good. Not a lot of video game movies are good. None of the video game movies are good. None of the video game movies are good. Let's see. Let's find all of video game movies. The only one that's good, live action films based on video games. The only one and I watched, what was it? Ratchet and Clank? The movie that tied in with the video game reboot. I bought that. I wanted that game so bad last Christmas. I got it. Not the Christmas that just passed. Last Christmas. I got it. Played it. I loved it. Fantastic. My first Ratchet and Clank game. It makes sense because it's a remake of the first game. I love it. I still have it. I'm not going to trade it. I love that game. It's a very good game. I might pick it up again someday because it looks good. It looks good. It played well. And then the movie came out in theaters. It was not received well. People at IGN crapped on it during their podcasts, the PlayStation podcast and the GameScoop podcast. So then I said, you know what? I'll wait till it comes to Redbox. I rented it on Redbox. Boy, did I not have a good time. I stopped it in the middle of the movie. And I continued to watch it the next morning, but I stopped it at night and I watched something else. So here are the movies that are based on video. I have another thing that I need to talk about, but here are the movies that are based on video games. We got it's an Ace Attorney film? What? Oh, Alone in the Dark. Oh, Ace Attorney. That's a Japanese film. Ain't nobody gonna watch no Japanese film. I'm not gonna read. This is why I only watch anime that's dubbed. I'm not trying to read. Just dub it. Just dub it, guys. Speaking of which, I did not finish Assassination Classroom. I got to the episode where they won and Koro Sensei is not gonna die. And so I now have two more episodes left where they're gonna finish out the school year. But since the thread is gone, I just have no reason to finish it. Anyway, I'm very single. Please help. So anyway, Ace Attorney is a really hot mic. I'm sorry about that. Alone in the Dark 2. There's a second one? What in the world? Who financed this? Who would make this movie? Universal Studios Home Entertainment. I'm disappointed in you. I understand trying to make the first movie, but how you gonna make the second movie? Y'all wasted time and money like that. Universal Home Entertainment. List of direct-to-video films. Darkman 2. That's the first one in 1995. Tremors 2. Darkman 3. Bean. In 97, Bean? That's a direct-to... It said feature... No, anyway. Tremors 3. Beethoven's Third. Beethoven's Fourth, Charlotte's Web 2. Oh my God, I remember that movie. Wow. Time Cop 2, Beethoven's Fifth. Damn, 5 Beethovens. Tremors 4. The Chronicles of Riddick, Dark Fury. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I think people actually like that movie. No, that's a cartoon. They made the cartoon one, or they distributed the cartoon one. American Pie presents The Naked Mile. I had to see that movie for a very long time. I was so into American Pie. I loved American Pie so much, and that it took me way too long to realize that the sequels, is that what they're called? Anything that's not in the main canon of American Pie is garbage. Oh, they had the Beta House movie. Oh, his name is Eric Stifler. Oh, I get it. Okay, he plays he's Stifler's brother or something. I want to say brother. How many movies did they have for spinoffs? I'll get back to the video game thing. How many video game movies? How many movies they have as spinoff? They had Bandcamp. I watched that one. The Naked Mile. I watched that one. Did I watch Beta House? I don't think I watched Beta House. And then they have The Book of Love. I definitely did not watch that. I don't know. Eugene Levy was in all of them. Hey Eugene, you wanna start this movie? Yeah, sure, why not? They need the character of the main character. They need the main character's dad from the first movie, of course. How are these people working? How are these people? I mean, I jokingly say this, but I would do a direct-to-video movie. I mean, I'd do a direct-to Netflix movie. Crap, I got plenty of ideas. The fun fact: the producer of American Pie Bandcamp. Why is this a podcast? Also produced the book. So he took 2 movies off. He took off The Naked Mile and Beta House, and he produced The Book of Love in 2009. So he took 4 years off. For a very long time, they were doing a movie a year. It was Bandcamp in 2005, The Naked Mile in 2006, Beta House in 2007, and then they skipped 2008 and then went to straight to Book of Love in 2009. Jeff Cardoni was a composer for The Naked Mile and for Beta House. Let's see what else he's worked on. Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. I love that movie so much. I love it. That is not a joke. I love that movie. Girl Boss, canceled. Training Day, I believe it was canceled. True or false? That was canceled February 2nd to May 20th, 2017, but only because young Bill Paxton passed away. That sucks. Let's see. Oh, it had a 21% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the ratings were in decline anyways, so it might have been canceled. Regardless, middle school, the worst years of my life. This is what that Jeff guy did. Speechless. I like that show. That's all the shows are coming back now that the Olympics are over. I can't wait. The Grinder. I love that show. Silicon Valley. That's an okay show. It's a little bit up its own butt. Michael J. Fox show is a fine show. Wilfred. Great, fantastic show. The League. Every season except for the last one was good. Just Friends. 30 Days. Love for an Entourage. Nope. Pimp My Ride. And Mad TV. Oh, he started with Mad TV. Good for him. He did every season up until 2016, the new one. Wow. Why? But okay. That's a paycheck, man. What is that? Who owned Mad TV? Fox? That's a paycheck. Distribution for the American Pie movies for Bandcamp, Naked Mile, Beta House, Book of Love. In this order was Universal Pictures, Universal Studios Home Entertainment, Universal Pictures, Universal Studios? They went for Book of Love. They said, we're going to bring out all the stops. We're going to bring out all the stops. We're going to produce this movie. Here's the latest movie that Universal Studios produce. I'm going to find it. They do the Halloween films. They do the monster movies. They do the Sherlock Holmes films. They did the Dr. Seuss movies, Bring It On, Madagascar, Hellboy, the Hulk movies. They own the Hulk movies, the Hulk movie distribution rights. What? Strange. I think Illumination might be because I see a lot of Illumination movies. Like, what's it called? What is this? Despicable Me, Pitch Perfect, The Purge, The Croods. Do they work with DreamWorks a lot? Yeah, they do own Illumination, or they co-produce with Illumination. They co-produced with Illumination and DreamWorks. Okay, that's how that happens. Okay. Well, we'll be talking about a DreamWorks thing in a very short while. Yeah, Eugene Levy appeared in every single American Pie movie. Every single one. From American Pie in 1999, American Pie 2 in 2001, American Wedding in 2003, American Reunion in 2012, Bandcamp, The Naked Mile, Beta House, and The Book of Love. He's the only person to do that. The only person. There's another Stifler. There's another Stifler. Oh, this guy doesn't have a Wikipedia page. Wow. Okay, so for the last movie, it was just a whole new cast of people. And Beth Burrs. Wow, good for them. Let's see. Box office performance for the American Pie movies. This is too far. Worldwide total was $989 million. Almost $990. Wow. Good for them. American Reunion. I remember that movie. I remember seeing that movie come out. Anyway, all right, let's get back to this Universal thing. Let's see, what else? What were we talking about? No, we were talking about video game movies. There we go. Halo 4 Forward into Dawn. There was a Half-Life movie, but I don't know what that is. I think that might just be a short film. Yeah, it's not worth my time. I don't care. Halo 4 Forward into Dawn. Hitman, Agent 47. There are 2 Hitman movies. Don't count Pokemon Apocalypse. Oh, that's a live action movie? Ew, it's in Canada? Ugh, it's only 2 minutes long? That's not a movie. Dragon Ball Z, does that count? No. Doom, there's a double dragon film. Is that Japan? No, Paul Dini. Batman's Paul Dini? Yes. Batman's Paul Dini. He wrote the double dragon film, the story for it at least. Dead Rising. I think both of those are on Crackle. Dead Rising Endgame and Dead Rising Watchtower. I believe Rob Riggle's in the first one. Jesse Metcalf is in the second one. He's in both. I think he plays Frank. I don't know that much about this. Is Jesse Metcalf? Nope. That's not the guy I'm thinking about. He's on Glee though. He was on Glee. No, he's on John Tucker Must Die and Desperate Housewives. Oh man, I watch way too much TV and too many movies. He was on Glee though, wasn't he? No, that's the other guy. All right. Anyway. Video game movies. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Mortal Kombat Rebirth. Oh, those were the online ones, weren't they? from Machinima and stuff, I believe, or Machinima distributed them. There's an Uncharted film coming, apparently. Oh, yeah, that's right. Far Cry, Need for Speed. I remember that movie. Warcraft, Yokai Watch. Those are a cartoon, though. These are live action. How many Street Fighters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Street Fighters. The Legend of Chun-Li. I think Michael Clark Duncan was in that one. He was. Oh, man. I got to stop. It's starting, guys. It's starting. I can't wait. I can't wait. iZombie is starting. I need to pay attention. Neil McDonough was M. Bison. I love Neil McDonough so much. He's such a good guy. He's such a ruthless actor. And every time he plays a villain in pretty much everything he's ever done, except for Captain America, where he played Dum Dum Dugan. He's a great actor. He's such a wonderful actor. And go watch him in Arrow. He made the 2 seasons of Arrow go like one of the best seasons. He also played Damien Dark. It was the first time they had magic in this world. Oh, so good. All right, I'm done with that. But before we go, I spent too much time talking about video games and then American Pie. This is the worst American Pie episode remembrance I've ever done. What I really want to do is all of the Harry Potters on HBO. I want to record a long time ago. Gil Ozeri, when the Entourage movie was coming out, Gil Ozeri sat down and watched all of Entourage in one sitting, and he live streamed it. And I want to do that, but I also want to record it. He recorded it too, of course, but I want to record it, or somebody record it. I don't know who recorded it. I want to record it, and I want to record myself watching all of Harry Potter at once. I want to live tweet about it, and I also want to live stream it, and I also want to record it for a podcast, like a commentary, and then release everything for free, of course, because I'm nobody. But I think that would be good, and I one day, if I ever have a following, I want to do that. I want to do that for Harry Potter. I want to do it for Lord of the Rings. I want to do it for The Hobbit. It's all the same thing. I want to do it for Back to the Future. I'm just looking at my movie collections right now, the things that I own. I want to do it for the Batman movies, the Superman movies. I think that might be it. No other superhero movies. I'm done with superheroes. The Disney princess movies. I would do that. Even the sequels. I would sit down. But at that point, I need to get paid. Anyway, How to Train Your Dragon. Uploaded the last season of Dragon's Race to the Edge. If you don't know what that show is. Dragon's Race to the Edge is a show that takes place in between the first movie and the second movie. So if you're like me and you watch the first movie because you're a child, and then you watch the second movie, there's you notice that they mentioned that the characters have grown 5 years. They're, instead of being 15, they're now, Hiccup is 20 years old now. So his friends. So the show Race to the Edge involves the Dragon Riders moving to Berk. So Hiccup, Rough Nut, Tough Nut, the blonde girl, America Ferrera plays her, Snotlout, and Big Boy, Chunky, Fish Legs, Astrid, that's her name. They all move with their dragons to a new island they call the Edge, and they set their sights on a thing called the Dragon Eye. They make things, Hiccup makes this thing called the Dragon Eye, and they search the world for dragon lenses, which are things that help them find the king of dragons. And there's a lot of bad guys after them, but we find out in the series, and in the last episode of the series, that the bad guys were all employed by one man named Drago. Drago is the villain in the second movie. I know this because I just watched the second movie again yesterday. So there we go. So it's really cool. And they tell these. It's a wonderful serialized show. Every episode matters. They do a lot of callbacks. They give you the history of the dragons. They give you it's amazing. I can't believe that I was drawn in by this show. They had another show on Cartoon Network. I think I talked about How to Train Your Dragon a long time ago in this podcast, but they had another show on Cartoon Network before DreamWorks went bankrupt, and they had a deal with Netflix to produce 300 hours of content, original content, before that deal was re-upped to do 500 hours, and now I think they're coming up on 500 too. But anyway, I think that's why they ended the show. Anyway, this show was 6 seasons long. I don't understand how it took 5 years for this took place in 5 years. Anyway, okay, so but yeah, it's I don't know what I was saying before. But the first season, the first two, so the show on Cartoon Network lasted for 2 seasons, and I think it was 52 episodes. And that was called something. How to Train Your Dragon Riders of Berk or something like that. And that lasted for 2 seasons, and it did not look good. I'm gonna say that right now. It was an ugly show, and that's why I don't think I watched it on Cartoon Network, because I watch Cartoon Network because I'm an adult. But it was, but it did. I remember when I did watch it, it did have a lot of good storylines, but it was just a Cartoon Network show. It was mass produced. It had over so many episodes, then you can only do a quality amount. That was good. Only so much of it was good, and so the animation really suffered from the first movie and look at that second movie. But then you look at this Netflix show, this Dragons Riders of Berk, and even the movies, the short films that came out that were on the DVDs, like the Christmas one, and I think there's a Halloween one. I don't know, but those are better, even better than the show. So even better than the cartoon show. But the show that's on Netflix it looks good. It looks like the second movie. You get to know these characters, and honestly, after watching the show and then watching the second movie, they really did. The movie was made first, obviously, with the show second in mind, but they really did do a good job with painting a companion series for this movie. Even though in the movie, in the last episode of the series of the Race to the Edge, Hiccup runs into the King of Dragons basically a baby version of the King of Dragons. That's blowing ice instead of fire. It's blowing ice, and there's ice everywhere. Versus in the movie, they run into the ice in like the first 20 minutes, and Hiccup goes, "What is this?" And all I can think to myself is, when I was watching it last night, actually I said it out loud. I said, "You saw this, but they didn't know that they were going to make that a part of the series." And in the series, it was great because and then there's this thing. They have all these factions of dragon riders that are they're not Vikings, but they're different factions of people that either have dragons or work with dragons, and they're not mentioned in the second movie, although there is no time to mention them in the second movie, because that second movie is so much of a second movie. It's so much of a sequel. They expect you to know everything from the first movie, but they explain it all in expositional narration within the first 2 minutes, and then they just go. It's just like, I really like The Desolation of Smaug. I think that is the best Hobbit movie, because the first one was really slow and it really didn't do much, but The Desolation of Smaug was so good. But it is such a second movie, because it expects you to know everything from the first movie. It expects you to know a lot of stuff from the other I'm going to say Legends of the Hidden Temple, Lord of the Rings movies. So there you go. But Dragons Race to the Edge is a wonderful show, and I do not appreciate its revisionist history that the movie did. And I don't know if they knew they were going to do a TV show afterwards, but yeah, I don't even know. I think the Dragon Riders of Berk takes place after the second movie, after the first movie. And so then Race to the Edge takes place after that. So we spent 7 seasons with these kids. I spent 7 seasons with these kids. I spent 5. 6. So it was 8. Because it was 2, because they did 6 for Netflix. Man, it's a good show, and it really makes All Hail King Julian look like crap, and that show is crap. So many fart jokes, so many butt jokes. I spend too much time doing these things. All right, anyway, I'm gonna watch iZombie. Wish me luck. It's gonna be great. If you like this, why don't you head over to cpluscomedy.com, where you got the latest news, reviews, features, interviews, and other good comedy bits that only I can provide you with. I'm going to tell you a little secret here. I came in here with only 2 topics, and I talked for nearly 30 minutes about American Pie, the American Pie history, Unreal, and How to Train Your Dragon history. Anyway, follow us on Twitter at @CPlusComedy. Follow me on Twitter at @ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Go to the webpage, youtube.com/CPlusComedy. This week's episode, it's a weekly news show, if you don't know what that is. I host it. It's really good. I might be a little bit biased, but if you don't know what that is, it's a show where I get a topic every week and I talk about it, and it's written and it's highly produced. It's overly produced. And so this week's episode is appreciation for the Duplass brothers. I really love the work they do, and I've just been watching Togetherness, which I assume I'll talk about next week, which I should have talked about today. Togetherness, and thinking it was Enlightened, but it's not Enlightened, and I thought Enlightened was Togetherness. So that means nothing to you. I'll explain it next week, and I probably won't because I won't remember it. It's a good episode this time. And then also I talked about NBC reformed, picked up Superstore, the TV show, for a 4th season. It's their first time picking up a show for a 4th season in a very long time. So I talk about the history of the shows that they canceled, the comedies that they canceled in the past few years. It's a lot. I only talk about a handful of them too. It's pretty good. Anyway, I gotta go. So thanks for listening. Bye.